I don't think there's anything I can say or do this morning that will outperform what I just witnessed with these two families meeting each other for the first time in a non-emergent condition. And I hope everybody present here today can join in that celebration today as well. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Steve Lohr, Fire Chief for Montgomery County, and I would like to extend a warm welcome to each of you here to celebrate this very special event. The Montgomery County Fire Rescue Service Everyday Heroes program pays special tribute and honors individuals in our community who have taken extraordinary actions to save lives and help others, often, and in this case, complete strangers. These are individuals who have distinguished themselves by going above and beyond their quick thinking, selfless, and often courageous actions. Lives have been saved. Think of the odds of this occurring. It's a Wednesday night in mid-May about 6:30 p.m. You are 31 years old. You head out for a jog with your toddler in a baby jogger stroller. You are a former marathon runner. As part of your regular jogging routine, you run towards the park, and that's the last thing you remember. At the park's playground, Heather Von Kurtz is there with her daughter, Alexandra. She notices a man pushing a baby jogger, and he starts to stumble and ultimately collapses. She asks if he is okay. Clearly, he's not. Her 9-year-old daughter runs to get someone to help, while Heather quickly dials 911. Some things you don't think you'll ever need. Some things you don't ever forget, and fortunately, Heather remembered her CPR training from over a decade ago. With the expert guidance from the 911 call taker, Jeff Purcell, they began to assess the situation. Heather remained composed under the pressure of the situation and followed the expert instructions of 911 call taker Jeff Purcell and began to assess the patient. Not breathing, not responsive, lips turning blue, it was clear that without immediate CPR, his chances of survival were quickly slipping away. Jeff instructed Heather to begin chest compressions. She said she didn't want to hurt him. Jeff told her that she was his only chance to survive and he would walk her through it. He assured her that help was already en route. She began chest compressions, counting out loud along with the 911 dispatcher. Her young daughter waited out by the street to direct the ambulance when it arrived at the emergency in the park. Faint sirens could be heard in the distance. Paramedics quickly arrived on the scene and grabbed their gear. Additionally, a paramedic chase car arrived on the scene, which provided a second ALS provider. The chase car was part of a successful pilot program in Montgomery County, which expanded and accelerated ALS delivery by quickly deploying medics to critical level incidents in chase vehicles. When the heart stops beating, the opportunities for survival with a good quality of life diminishes after about 3 or 4 minutes because of injury to the brain and changes in the body that make the heart less responsive. But in the first couple of minutes after cardiac arrest, there's still oxygen in the blood, and immediate CPR can keep that oxygen flowing in the brain and increase survival. It takes just 5 minutes to learn high-performance CPR to keep a cardiac arrest victim alive until paramedics arrive. Heather provided hands-only CPR, which is the newly recommended CPR technique for the public for out-of-hospital cardiac arrest victims. Hands-only CPR is an easy-to-learn technique and can be mastered in just a few minutes. Hands-only CPR focuses on the first few critical minutes following a cardiac arrest, since the lungs and blood contain only enough oxygen to keep vital organs healthy for that period of time. Michael is standing here today on his 32nd birthday with his family as testament to the willingness of a complete stranger to get involved in the importance of bystander CPR. August 28th must be a really special day because also celebrating a birthday today is 911 call taker Jeff Purcell. Anyone can be a link in the chain of survival. On May 14th, it was Heather, the expert dispatcher and the skillful paramedics, including Jan Le Renard at Station 3, who rushed to the scene, took over CPR and patient care, defibrillated the patient several times, and conferred with the medical team at the hospital while en route. Everything aligned, and when every second counts, every link in the chain of survival is crucial. Early CPR clearly gave Michael the best chance for survival, and I would urge everyone to take a minute to learn CPR. A lot has changed over the years, and just ask Heather. You just never know when you might need to put your training into action. At this time, I would like to present Heather Yonkhertz and her daughter Alexandria with the very special Everyday Heroes Award, which is reserved for very special individuals in our community. Heather and Alexandria, if you'd come forward, please. If you want to share this just a minute. Alexandria, if you want to step in front of us, how we can do this, please. Okay. It's our community, Everyday Community Heroes Award. Heather and Alexandria, congratulations. Can you stand in front? Okay, absolutely we can. How's this? Such good work. You both helped in such a big way. I know Alexandria is immensely upset that she's missing some school time today. I think we'll work through that as we get done. I also want to acknowledge and recognize our 911 call taker, Jeff Purcell, who works at our Emergency Communications Center. There is a reason why Jeff was selected as Call Taker of the Year, and I want to personally congratulate and thank him for the great job and critical role we had in this incident. Jeff, step forward, please. Thank you, sir, for doing an excellent job. Okay. I also have a list of emergency providers I'll read at the end of this to keep things moving that we want to celebrate, some of which could not be here with us today. But in closure, we kicked off a Summer of Safety campaign in May to highlight important safety tips for the community at large and to work to prevent our number one mission, prevent the 911 call. And while summer is winding down, our efforts will always continue, and hope everyone will join us in this much-needed safety campaign. Once again, I urge all folks in our community to be a lifesaver and learn CPR. Be aware of your surroundings, and let's look out for one another. For Heather and Michael, what started out as just another day in the park turned into anything but just another day. I can't think of a birthday more special for Michael, for his family, or for our call taker Jeff Purcell and all the heroes that served in the park.
I just want to say that I'm so thankful and grateful for just the help of everyone, for the help of Heather and her daughter, the dispatcher and the EMS crew. I know that they all work together to give me the best chance for survival. And I have some doctor friends who told me that during the days that I was in a coma, even they were not optimistic that I would be able to make it. So just hearing that, you know, that these first responders and Heather did everything that they could, did everything by the book to help me out, that is I'm so touched to experience that and know that I have a second chance at life and a second lease on life in my family. So thank you so much. And I have a little letter that I wrote to them, so I'd like to give it to them now. You want me to read it? Okay, sure, I can read it. Okay.
Just kind of gather around.
Dear Heather, thank you so much for your kindness. I'm grateful that you gave me CPR immediately after my cardiac arrest. Doctors told me that I wasn't breathing for about 10 minutes. You may actually know the exact length of time, and that your CPR was critical to me making it. Thank you also for calling 911. Inspired by your generosity, I recently took a CPR course so that I could attain the skills to help others. One thing that struck me is that you did everything that they taught in the course. As the class was wrapping up, the instructor asked how confident we were in responding if a real-life situation arose. Honestly, I would probably panic and want to shrink away. For that reason, I'm even more thankful that you were willing to get messy and help out a complete stranger. While I was in a coma and the outcome was far from certain, my wife Mary was most sad that our 2-year-old son Nathan might never have memories of Baba, and our yet-to-be-born daughter might never meet her father. Thank you for giving me a second lease on life and family. I'm looking up synonyms for the word thanks because I don't feel that saying thanks is adequate. Okay, actually there aren't that many words. There aren't that many ways of saying thank you. I'll just stick to the basics then. I'm so thankful and grateful that your life-saving actions and your willingness to help. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Heather. And I have one just for the EMS crew and all of you together. So. So once again, thank you so much.
So well said, Michael, and thank you for acknowledging the people that participate in this. I'll close simply by saying that, in Montgomery County, Maryland, the citizens have such high expectations for all their services, but particularly public safety. The political leadership here has always embraced it, and this is the direct result of it. I am so proud to represent the men and women, career and volunteer, of the Montgomery County Fire Rescue Service that has these kind of outcomes that you just cannot put a price tag on. So thank you all for joining us today, and please take a moment to socialize, have a piece of birthday cake for someone who was at the edge of not experiencing another birthday. Thank you.